Okay, so today's lightning talk is about hacking for change with channels for co-creation. And what I actually mean by that is how are we going to get cut through in less formal or less conventional ways in times when it's not only disruptive, but there's information overload. We're getting information from everywhere. So it's about a shift from one-way kind of broadcast comms, you know, with that top-down approach. And now we're looking at a more participatory approach where we invite two-way communication. So we're really looking to hack now for co-creation as we introduce change and for any other communications. So let's have a look at some of those channels now. Okay. So we've got 3 channels that I've identified which are really useful for this co-creation for change. And as you can see with this little triangle, which I call the trilogy of our channels for co-creation, and that is working out loud. A lot of you are familiar with that, I can tell, because some of you are nodding, right? We've got enterprise social networks like Yammer. How many of you have got Yammer in the workplace or something similar? Okay. That sounds like there's a lot of you that are already familiar with that. So we're going to talk, look at how we can leverage that. And then we've got visual management and visual management boards. So let me just take a moment to go through each of those. And then I have a blog that will go into much more detail about this for you, okay? So when we talk about working out loud, what we mean is making our work visible to our colleagues in a way that invites feedback, invites commentary. And one of the key benefits of that is that we don't need to reinvent the wheel. You'll probably come across a colleague who says, hey, I've done that before, or this is what worked, what didn't work. And we can really leverage that and open up that dialogue for co-creation. And that's worked in some fantastic ways in some organisations I've worked in. So let's look at the next one. The next one, enterprise social networks. And with this example, I'll use Yammer as the quintessential example. I know a lot of you have indicated to me already that you're familiar with Yammer. Yammer is a great forum to open up dialogue, invite dialogue, and then follow up with feedback. And as you can see on the screen here, what I've got is an example of where I posted something on Yammer to talk about one of the talks that we were running at lunchtime, and then the speaker came up and also joined in the conversation, called weighing in as it is on social media, and then other people came in on the conversation as well. And we've just got a little bit of a screen grab of that conversation on Yammer just for that particular example, so you can see that it's quite powerful. Okay, and the third one that we're going to look at are visual management boards. Now, visual management boards are usually associated with Agile, right? You don't have to be working in an Agile project just to be, to leverage the benefits of a visual management board. I mean, the typical visual management board is like a Kanban board, like the one you can see here, which is really like work in progress and where it's at and the status. But there's also some other really good ways that you can visually represent what you're up to, and that is like a visual dashboard. And this one, as you can see, looks quite sophisticated. You need to keep in mind the colours and how it looks visually and visually appealing. But the overall message there is a visual management board is a great way to get people to stop by, have a chat, talk, and have an organic dialogue about where you're going with your project or your change and how that work's going. So if we just recap those 3 things, and as I said, there's a blog that has a little more information on that, but 3 channels you can use to really get into that spirit of co-creation and get that two-way communication and engagement going with your organisation is working out loud, the enterprise social network like Yammer, and also your visual management board. So let's give that a try and see how we go for co-creation. It does work. Thanks, everyone.